Hi everyone, my name is Roberta and welcome to the 5 Minutes or Less How-To series where I share tips and tricks with you on arts and crafts in less than 5 minutes. Well, it has been a while since I posted a video and I apologize for that, but I am back with several videos to share with you on how to use your marvelous Glowforge to do just great things, pressing that magic button. And in celebration of my favorite season, fall, I want to share with you how to make terracotta pumpkins and some cute paper bats using your Glowforge. Are you ready? Well, the pumpkins are not really Glowforge needed, but the bats are, so I wanted to mix the two of them and create sort of a front porch decoration. Okay, let's start with the pumpkins. So I bought some styrofoam pumpkins at Michael's and Dollar Tree. And one of the pumpkins had a pretty short stalk, so I ended up creating a large one using some packaging paper that I had just received from paper wrapping. I used some regular glue and Mod Podge to attach it to the top of the pumpkin, and you would be surprised at how it has sustained rain outside for the past week and it's still holding up pretty well. Once that was dry, I ended up trying different paint colors just to see what I wanted to look like, and I settled on a mixture of pumpkin color, white color, and brown color. And I just used regular acrylic paint. I then added quite a bit of bicarbonate to thicken the material until it was sort of mud consistency, and just slapped onto each one of the pumpkins. I let that dry, and I did it a second time. And on the second time, I added some bicarbonate at the very end by itself and used a makeup brush to sort of spread it around and give it that extra vintage look. For the Dollar Tree pumpkins, the little tiny ones, I ended up using just some cord material to cover the stalk, and I thought it gave a really nice look. And at the end, I ended up using some UV resistant matte spray to essentially prevent any of the paint from just being removed while it's exposed to the rain and outdoors, and it has held up pretty greatly for the past week. Now on to the bats. So I ended up wanting to put some bats sort of flying up the wall around the pumpkins, and what I did is I uploaded some SVGs from design bundles and I put it into my Glowforge. I did not have any black cardstock paper, and I was too lazy to run to the store, to be honest with you, and ended up improvising. So hang tight here with me. I got a piece of white cardstock and one piece of regular black paper, and I ended up putting the black paper that was pretty thin under the cardstock paper, and I used some magnets just to hold the entire material down into my Glowforge. And because the material was then pretty thick between the cardstock and a piece of paper, I did not use the Glowforge settings of the copy paper, which, as you can see, has a much lower power and speed than what I ended up using. And these settings have worked pretty well for me when I've used a little bit of a thicker type of material that's paper related, so I decided to try it out. So I did ended up cutting the bats, and one little piece of advice is I usually do use magnets within the SVGs so that as the Glowforge is cutting, papers don't fly and accidentally cause a fire or mess up your design. But this time around, I skipped that step, so I filmed it for you to see what can happen when you don't put some weight onto the paper. And because the Glowforge has pretty strong air blowing features, you can see that the papers kind of fly around. So just keep an eye on that and do as I say, not as I do, wink wink. Anyways, everything cut fine here, and then what I ended up doing is I used some spray adhesive and I glued the two pieces together, and I used some dots to glue them to the wall. I did spray quite a few times with the UV resistant matte spray because I put them outside and they have been holding up pretty well again, even in exposed rain. So fingers crossed. all in all, I think this was a great porch home decoration for fall. Put the pumpkins together, as well as I ended up putting some flower arrangements that I bought at Joann's Fabrics and put it together. And put my little bats coming out. And at night, I'm hoping to put some light so that we can see the shadows of the bats sort of coming up the wall. So happy fall and happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button or actually giving me a thumbs up if you like this video and you want some more. Bye.